What is rock tumbling, and how does a plain, jagged piece of raw earth turn into a beautiful polished tumblestone? If you've ever seen a rock tumbling video, you've probably seen someone using a tiny 1 or 2 pound hobby barrel in their garage. But today, you're going to see something else. This is on a totally different scale. Welcome to the largest gemstone tumbling yard in Southern Africa. Here in Welkom, they don't tumble stones by the pound, they tumble them by the ton.
Jan, tell me, this gravel that you have here of a certain size, what kind of stones is this? Is it gemstones?
Well, this is a semi-precious stone, and this one is called Tiger's Eye. And it's only originated in South Africa. And it comes out of South Africa, and there's a small patch that's coming out of Australia. But the majority comes out of South Africa.
What area is it from?
In the Northern Cape.
And specific?
Krikostad.
Krikostad.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this crusher, is it used to crush down these to smaller sizes?
Yeah, because we get the stone quite big portions of it, and then we need to crush it down to a certain size. Then the crushers crush it, and from the crusher it goes up the conveyor belt and onto the screen, and so we get the perfect size that we want and the clients prefer. Like the crusher is a crusher that you buy, and then but the design of the conveyors and the size, and that's all our stuff.
And the sieve over there.
Yeah, that we also that we manufactured ourselves.
You did it. Wow,
Yeah.
that's very nice.
Yes.
We are going to take you inside this massive facility to show you the violent, beautiful, and surprisingly delicate process of tumbling 1,000 kilograms of stone at a time. By the end of this video, you will never look at the polished stone the same way again, so stick with us. The journey to a perfect gem begins with selecting the right material. You can't just tumble any rock, and you can't tumble a soft rock together with a hard rock. For the best polish, you need stones that have the same hardness. And these are the stones that are incredibly hard. Stones like Tiger's Eye, rose quartz, agates, jaspers. Today,
Jan, this huge drums that I see there in motion, and I hear the sound of crushed stones rumbling and so. What is happening in this plant?
Well, from the crushers, the stones go into the drums, the tumblers, and then they will continuously run there 24/7 for anything from 2 weeks to a month, depending on what stone is inside, because each stone has a different hardness. And so then they will run, and that's just the nature that there's normal stone that you pick up in the river. That's just a faster way of doing it than to find a stone in the river.
Wow. Okay, give us an indication of what volume and weight would you deposit in those round drums?
Each drum will take anything from a ton to 1.5 tons. There's 20 drums, and to fill up the whole factory takes about 32 tons of rough stones to be filled up all the time.
I see.
Yes. Yes, every drum, like I said, every stone has a different timeline.
I see.
So every drum, we check them every third day, open a drum up, check the stone inside, see if there's any flaws, see how far the tumbling went, and inside the drums we put silicon carbide to speed up the process. Otherwise, if you don't put it in, the stone will run in there forever and ever, and nothing will happen. So we have to put in silicon carbide to help speed up the process.
Jan, would you tell me at this speed that those round drums rotate? Can you give me a guide? I see it's not very fast.
No, it's not really very fast. I think it's about 20 to 25 RPMs per minute. So you can't run any faster. Slower, it won't actually help. Faster, it will damage the stone, or the stone won't come out smooth enough.
Okay, so that was doing by trial and error that was discovered, which is the right setup.
Exactly, yeah. Well, from here, it's just came out. This stone just came out of the tumblers. So from here, it needs to go into the vibration to get the shine on and to polish it. As you can see, the stone is very dull. It doesn't shine or it doesn't get any shine on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, from here, it needs to go into the vibrators. And the vibrators will give it a shine.
So they are of all kind of shapes, not necessarily different shapes, but at least they are grinded everywhere.
Yes, all the sharp edges are off, and yeah, they're all shapes and sizes.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Wow.
yeah.
Now comes the most critical, high-stakes step of the entire operation, the wash. Every single stone and the massive barrels themselves must be intensely cleaned to remove the thick, muddy slurry. Why? Why is this so important? Because if even one tiny speck of that coarse stage 1 grit makes its way into the next stage, it will act like a rogue sandpaper. That single grain of coarse grit mixing with the finer powders will scratch up the entire 1000 kilo batch, completely ruining the final polish. The actual tiger's eye.
Jan, according to this area on the table of a tiger eye, what weight would you estimate is this batch that stretches out until there far away?
I think it's about, you can say maybe about 3.5, 3 tons
Wow,
of tiger's eye, yes.
I see. And they have been tumbled.
They've already been tumbled. They came out of the tumblers. From here, need to go to the vibrators to be polished.
Yeah, would you be so kind to tell us what amount of these tiger eyes gemstones would your clients like to receive from you?
Well, it depends on each client, but this order we received now, I think it's about 12.5 tons of tiger's eye that we need to be done.
Wow.
Yes.
I see. So these are not polished yet.
No, they're not. Let's say they're halfway through.
Yes, but they're beautiful and rounded.
Yes, they're already tumbled. They're halfway there.
Yeah. Do they still need sorting?
Yes, they have to take out all the stones with the flaws, like you see this one here. It's got a big flaw in it.
Wow.
And they need to take out the other type of stones that's mixed with the tiger's eye.
The other kind of gems.
Yes, like here, for instance, here's a piece of red, of brachiated that
I
needs to
would
come
say
out.
this is labor intensive.
Yes.
To do that sorting.
Yes, it's all manual labor
Wow.
that need to be sorted
Wow.
by hand.
What do you do with those that don't agree with the tiger eye?
Well, we take it out and we try to keep all the different stones. We try to keep them separate.
Well,
And the stones that has got flaws, we will take it out and put it back into the tumblers again and see if we can take out all the
and
flaws.
they will then finally become smaller stones.
Smaller stones
most
and-
possibly without this flaw.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. And the grinding down of these semi-precious stones would have there will be a loss of material that has been grinded
Yes,
off.
yes,
can
we lose about 50%.
of the real stone.
Yes, we lose about 50%. That's wasted.
But inside I see there's a shaking and a movement of the stones, and this is the place where you say a super fine finish will happen to those stones, and that process that take a certain time.
Yes.
How long does that stay?
Well, on the polishing side, it's also about a week and a half, depending on stone. That will run in the vibrators with a super, like you said, it's a super fine abrasive that's inside that give the stone the shine, that polish the stone. And then from there, we put from the vibrators, it goes out, we put it into the concrete mixers, and that's just to wash off, to take off all the excess mud and stuff. So yeah.
Vibrating tumbles shake the stones rapidly, which grinds them incredibly efficient and achieves a shine much faster than a standard spinning barrel. Finally, we have reached stage 4, the polish. Up until now, we've been using silicon carbide to cut the stone finer and finer and finer. The stones are then brought to the sorting tables, where the human eye takes over. The workers carefully sort the finished gems by type, size, and quality. As a final protective touch, the stones are given a waxing treatment to lock in that incredible glossy shine and to protect them for their final destination. Thank you for joining us at the Tumbling Yard today. If you enjoyed seeing how the Earth's raw materials are polished to perfection, please make sure to give this video a big thumbs up